Alicia. I am 26 years old and I have two sons. My first's name is Remington and he is 17 months old. My second is Ford and he is almost 2 months old. I had something happen while I was pregnant with my second, and I wanted to get on and share my story and start to document the journey on it, and I'm praying that this can help someone, because I'm sure that I'm not the only person that this has happened to. So I'm gonna just jump right in and get started. On January 16th, 2018, I was administered the wrong vaccine. I went in to have a Tdap shot done, and I was informed that I was administered the HPV shot. My midwife, first of all, the nurse was like honest about it, which I really appreciated, because I know that probably took a lot of courage for her to like be honest, and a lot of people aren't always honest, so I appreciate her in being honest. But she told my midwife, and my midwife pulled me into her office because I was about to leave, and she let me know that I was administered the HPV shot instead of the Tdap shot, and I obviously immediately had questions, and so my first question to her was, okay, now what? What does this mean? She didn't really have very much information to give me because there really hasn't been enough studies, and that obviously wasn't really what I wanted to hear, but she was being honest. So she did say that the cases that they had studied, I guess, said that everything would more than likely be okay, and that I didn't really have anything to worry about. And she had contacted the appropriate people in the office and let them know that the mistake was made, and then also reached out to a genetic counselor. And I don't want to give like hospital information or the practice or anything like that, because I just feel like that's just not appropriate. So my midwife reached out to the genetic counselor there and was told that it would probably take a few days for her to get back to her. So I didn't know, like I went a couple of days with not knowing like what was gonna happen or anything. I did research myself. A lot of it was basically them saying that certain things had happened, such as premature birth, and some birth defects and things of that nature, and they weren't able to blame it on the actual vaccine itself while being pregnant, because basically I'm not really sure, but they basically just said that they couldn't pinpoint it on the actual HPV shot while pregnant. I eventually heard back from the doctor, or the midwife, I'm sorry, and she said that the genetic counselor did say that everything would be fine. And I had, to be perfectly honest, I had reached out to a malpractice attorney because I wanted to just make sure that everything, that it was noted that it happened, and to make sure that everything was okay, because if something were to be wrong with him, we as a family would have to deal with that, and that's scary, especially when I didn't ask for that to happen. So anyhow, he is, like I said, now 2 months old, and I did write down some notes. As soon as the injection was administered, I felt like a burning sensation, and she injected me in my right arm, and I let her know that, and I think that that may have been why she realized she made the mistake that she made. I did also point out to her that I would like for them to like come up with a way to make sure that that doesn't happen to another person. So they did do that, and they let me know right after they all discussed it and everything in the office and all that. Yeah, so basically I felt the injection site, and it did burn like instantly, and then she had told me that they administer it in the muscle, so obviously my arm was going to be sensitive, or probably like tender the next day, which it was. And I remember like waking up very early the next morning and just feeling like emotionally drained because I thought about it all night long. I had contacted a few members of my family, which 2 of my aunts are actually nurses, and I kind of just asked them a couple of questions, and they had told me that the vaccine wasn't a live vaccine, so that they were pretty sure that everything would be okay, but to just kind of like document things and make sure that I stay in tune with myself and how I'm feeling and all of that stuff. So that's what I did, and everything from that point on in my pregnancy was fine. I delivered my first son right at 40 weeks. My due date for my first son was December 23rd, and he came December 21st. My due date for my second was April 10th, and he came on April 3rd. So he came at 2:03 or 2:05 in the morning. I know it's terrible that I don't remember, but he came literally like 39 weeks. So the pregnancy was fine so far. He has been healthy. He has pretty good neck control. He's smiling. He can kind of like lift himself up when I do tummy time with him. So I feel like so far so good. He's excelling, and that makes me very happy. And he did have some like gas issues in the beginning, and he did cry a lot in the beginning, but I feel like that's just like normal infancy, and I can't really complain. So I intend to do some more of these videos so that I can hopefully help someone else that this has happened to while being pregnant and who are worried, because I was worried sick, and I really, really, really wish that there was somebody out there that I like could have watched and had more information on, because I'm sure that I'm not the only person, and I figured that this would be a good way to help someone, and also I can document it for my sake and my son's sake, and I really hope that this helps someone. So I will touch base with this on another day. Bye.